Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's update on Winter Storm Heather. So, Winter Storm Heather continues to bring major impacts across the South, and opening up with the National Weather Service's watches, warnings, and advisories map. Winter storm warnings continue from northeastern Louisiana through southeastern corner of Arkansas, through much of central northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, the eastern two-thirds of Tennessee, and now extend to southeastern Kentucky, much of West Virginia, western Virginia, and far western North Carolina in the pinks. We have winter weather advisories across central Kentucky, through far southern Ohio, through Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, into parts of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, southeastern New York State, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine, with winter storm warnings in northeastern Maine. And then across the south, we have a lot of hard freeze warnings across southern, eastern, and northern Texas, through southwestern Arkansas, most of Louisiana, southern Mississippi, most of Alabama, western Florida, and then some freeze watches across southern Georgia and the Florida panhandle for very frigid temperatures. And then taking a look at our wind chill warnings and advisories. Wind chill advisories across the northern plains, Great Lakes, through southern Michigan, northwest Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, southern Missouri, much of Arkansas, northwest Tennessee, Mississippi, Oklahoma, most of Texas. And then we have wind chill warnings in these grayish blue colors across much of the central plains, eastern Rockies, into western Texas, and Iowa, northern Missouri, northwest Illinois. And then we have wind chill warnings across central and southern Texas as well for very dangerous cold wind chills. We have some avalanche warnings across the mountains of Utah into Wyoming and Colorado, so watch out for that. And then a new storm across the Pacific Northwest is bringing winter weather advisories to portions of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, northern Nevada, and winter storm warnings to the Cascades, eastern Washington, northern Idaho, northwestern Montana, and some ice storm warnings across northwestern Oregon, southwestern Washington, once again in the Portland area. Now, taking a look at the current radar for Winter Storm Heather. Winter Storm Heather is currently bringing some freezing rain all the way down to the Gulf Coast near Lake Charles, Lafayette, Baton Rouge. And then we got some freezing rain moving up towards Jackson, Mississippi. Got some sleet to the north of Jackson, moving into northern Alabama. Sleet and snow ongoing in areas like Hamilton, Coleman, Huntsville, Scottsboro, and then Chattanooga. You're right on the rain-snow line, but you've been experiencing some periods of very heavy snow in Chattanooga, up towards Knoxville, Tennessee. We've been seeing heavy snow all day pretty much across Knoxville, Tennessee, with light to moderate snow extending into eastern Kentucky, into West Virginia, southeast Ohio, Virginia, into areas like Roanoke, Charlottesville, and then we're finally getting snow in Washington, D.C. from Winter Storm Heather, as well as Baltimore, into much of Delaware, Philadelphia, Atlantic City, and snow is moving into New York City now. So finally, we're going to be seeing some snow across the I-95 corridor from Winter Storm Heather. So timing out the future across the south with the 0Z run of the HRRR model, freezing rain will continue across eastern Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama through the overnight, and then going into about 4 a.m., heavy freezing rain across southeast Mississippi, central Alabama, moving into northwestern Georgia, and then waking up. We could be seeing some freezing rain move into the Atlanta area very briefly before transitioning all to rain across the southeast in the afternoon. Now, taking a look at Winter Storm Heather in the mid-Atlantic and northeast with the 0Z run of the HRRR model, snow will continue to spread to the northeast through the overnight, and it'll snow pretty much all night across areas like Philadelphia and New York City, moving into New England into tomorrow morning. Snow will be ongoing across Boston into Hartford, Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island. And then as we go into about noon tomorrow, snow could briefly pick up across Pennsylvania, New York, into New England, with freezing rain in southeastern Pennsylvania, perhaps transitioning to freezing rain in New York City as well, around 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon Eastern Time. before a winter storm Heather begins to move to the east as we go into Tuesday evening and Wednesday morning. So taking a look at freezing rain accumulations, we can expect an additional tenth to maybe a quarter of an inch of ice accretion across portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, southeastern Tennessee, and possibly northwestern Georgia, even far western Florida, seeing some freezing rain getting all the way down the Gulf Coast. And then looking at snowfall accumulations across the mid-Atlantic and northeast, can be seeing a widespread 3 to 5 inches across the mountains of eastern Tennessee, far western Virginia, eastern Kentucky, West Virginia. Pennsylvania could be seeing as much as 3 to 6 inches of snow statewide, into northern Maryland, into New Jersey, New York State, western Connecticut, Massachusetts, southern Vermont, and New Hampshire. And then we could be seeing about an inch of snow in DC, 4 inches in Philadelphia, and a good 3 to 4 inches in New York City. So thanks for watching this evening's update on Winter Storm Heather. Make sure you're preparing for brutal cold across the south and winter weather conditions from the south through the mid-Atlantic and northeast. Please stay safe and have a wonderful evening, my friends.